Have you ever looked at your life and thought, why me? Why this pain? Why this fight? Why this storm that just won't pass? Maybe you've been through nights where you cried yourself to sleep, or days where you woke up already feeling defeated. Maybe you've asked God 1,000 times, what did I do to deserve this? Let me tell you something that might shift your whole perspective. You didn't do anything wrong. You were chosen. Yeah, you were chosen for this battle. And I know, that sounds heavy. That sounds unfair. That sounds like something no one really wants to hear. But sometimes, being chosen doesn't look like being celebrated. It looks like being tested. Part 1. Chosen doesn't always look like victory. Think about David. Before he was a king, he was a shepherd. Before he held a crown, he held a slingshot. Before he led armies, he fought lions. Alone. And before he was honored, he was hunted. David didn't ask to be thrown into battle. But when Goliath stepped into the valley, David stepped up. Why? Because the battle wasn't just about Goliath. It was about what was in David. It was about what God was trying to draw out of him. You see, God doesn't allow battles in your life to break you. He allows them to reveal you. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you're equipped. Because even if you don't see it yet, there's something inside you that was made for this exact moment. Part 2. The weight of being called. Let's be honest. Being chosen is hard. It means responsibility. It means pressure. It means walking roads that others can avoid. But can I tell you a truth that'll light something inside your soul? God trusts you. He trusts you enough to put you in the middle of this struggle. He trusts you enough to carry the lessons. He trusts you enough to make it through and help others do the same. Look, not everyone is called to carry what you're carrying. Not everyone could handle your kind of pain. That's why it was assigned to you. Not to crush you, but to commission you. You're being prepared. Every tear, every silence, every setback, they're sharpening your spirit. They're strengthening your faith. They're setting you up for something far greater than comfort. They're setting you up for calling. Part 3. When the battle feels like too much. Now maybe you're saying, but it does not feel like too much. It feels like I'm drowning in it. Friend, I get that. God never promised that the fire wouldn't burn. He promised you wouldn't burn alone. Even Jesus, in the Garden of Gethsemane, cried out, Father, if it be possible, take this cup from me. That's not weakness. That's honesty. So, if Jesus himself wept before the battle, why are you trying to fake being okay? It's okay to be tired. It's okay to not understand. It's okay to ask questions. But just don't forget the answer. You were chosen, not because you're the strongest, but because God is. And He's going to walk you through this valley, not leave you in it. Part 4. The people you'll reach because of this. Sometimes the battle isn't even about you. It's about the people who will hear your story. Someone out there needs your testimony. Someone needs to know that it's possible to go through hell and come out holy. That it's possible to feel crushed and still rise. When you overcome this, and you'll become the light in someone else's darkness. You'll become proof that survival is possible. That healing is real. That God doesn't abandon His own. Every scar will become a sentence in your story. Every wound will become wisdom in your walk. Every hardship will become a hand you offer to help someone else climb. Part 5. What you learn in the battle. This battle will teach you things books never could. It will teach you how to pray, for real. It will teach you how to hear God's voice in the silence. It will teach you who's really in your corner, and who was just clapping when you were winning. You'll learn how to stand when everything wants you to sit down. You'll learn how to believe when there's nothing left but belief. You'll learn that sometimes strength isn't shouting. It's showing up anyway. You're not weak for struggling. You're human, and your humanity doesn't disqualify your calling. Part 6. When the enemy attacks the most. You ever notice how the attacks get more intense right before something breaks through? That's not a coincidence. That's strategy. The enemy doesn't fight what isn't threatening. He fights what is becoming. And you, my friend, you are becoming something powerful. So don't let the presence of the battle make you doubt the presence of God. He's not distant. He's directing. He's not absent. He's arranging. He's not punishing you. He's positioning you. Part 7. What to do when you want to quit. If you're on the verge of quitting, let this be your lifeline. Don't. Not yet. Not today. You've come too far. You've cried too many tears. You've survived too many seasons to give up in the middle of this one. Take a breath. Take a step. Take a break if you need to, but don't lay down in the middle of your mission. You were not built to break. You were built to battle. And battles don't mean you're broken. They mean you're becoming. Part 8. What comes after this? This is not the end of your story. This is the chapter where everything shifts. This is the page where the pain turns into purpose. This is the moment where heaven leans in and says, I'm not done with you yet. So rise up, even if it's slow, even if it hurts, even if your legs shake. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. You just have to keep going. Because what's waiting on the other side of this is bigger than the battle. And one day you'll look back and realize that you were never losing. You were learning. And you weren't being punished. You were being prepared. You were chosen for this battle. Not because you asked for it, but because God saw something in you. So don't let go. Don't give in. And don't forget, this struggle has a strategy. This pressure has a purpose. And your life has a calling far greater than your current storm. You were chosen. And you are not alone. You were chosen for this battle, but victory is already yours.